All right, 3-1, solving one-step equations. Now we're going to be getting into exactly what you're going to need for basically the rest of the year. So make sure you write these things down. Rule number 1. When adding or subtracting a number to an equation, you must do it to both sides. Same number of times. Yeah, happens. Okay? That's rule number 1. It doesn't have to be a number. You can add a letter or a symbol of some sort. But the point is that you add it the exact same amount of times on the left as you do the right. If you want to add an x to an equation, that's fine. Add one x to the left, add another x to the right. Don't add something twice on one side and nothing on the other side. You must keep the equations balanced. We've gone over this before. Rule number 2. When multiplying or dividing, a number to an equation, you must do it to all terms. So, these are the rules for manipulation. That's what you're learning in here. How to manipulate expressions, how to manipulate equations. You do it in a way so you can solve the equations, or change it in a way to make it easier to solve. Okay, that's the whole purpose. So how do you do that? The two things that you need are right here. You can add anything you want to an equation, just do it the same amount of times on each side of the equal sign. You can multiply by anything that you want. Anything. It doesn't have to be a number, but typically we're using numbers. But you have to multiply every term. So that's why we had the exercise where you had to identify what was a term and what isn't a term. Okay? So that's these two things right here you must have memorized. Okay? Alright, let's do some examples, shall we? You got these down? Yes. Excellent. Good. Example 1. -4 is equal to x minus 3. That'll be some simple stuff to begin with. Get you all set up, and then we'll see if we can trick you. That's what math is all about, tricking you, right? No. Yeah.
Add 3 both sides.
Yeah. This is the term we're solving for. We're going to get rid of this minus 3, so let's add 3. I'm introducing rule number 1. I can add 10 if I wanted to, but that doesn't help me, does it? No. So we want to think about what we need to make things simple. So if I add 3, that goes away, leaving just x on the right side. -4 plus 3 is -1. Now, typically we like to have the variable on the left side, but it's okay if you leave it on the right. Okay? Just setting you up for future mistakes. Let's put everything on the right. All right? Okay. Following along, not too fast, is it? All right. Example 2. X plus 4 equals 7. Sophie, what shall we do? That's right. Let's introduce a subtraction. Once on each side of the equal sign. X equals 3. Any problems so far? Everybody thinks this is really easy, right? You all have this in pre-algebra? Not a problem. Anybody tell you those rules in pre-algebra? Huh? Oh, okay. Good.
Hunt told us that.
Really? Good, all right. Example 3. Did they write them down? Did they actually write them down for you?
Oh no.
He said teeter-totter man.
Okay.
Instead of calling you Coach Boy, you call you teeter-totter man.
Hey, whatever makes you happy, all right? I guess if that keeps you interested. Let's just get down to business. All right, so example 3 is obviously about rule number 2. Nate? Yeah, we're multiplying by 2. It'd be great to divide by 2. Can you tell me why we want to divide by 2? What's the purpose, Brody?
You want to cancel out the number like with the decimal.
Your goal, that's right, but let's be proper. The goal is, Brent,
Get x by itself.
x by itself. What's in front of x then?
1.
What kind of 1? Well, yes, coefficient. Positive 1. Oh, that's the goal. So 2 over 2 gives me a positive 1, doesn't it? And the positive part's important, especially when you have a negative and you're sitting there going, do I divide by a negative or not? And that's why you would divide by either a positive or negative. Your goal is to get a positive 1 coefficient. Okay? We good? You guys are learning so well. Example 4 is negative 3 equals negative x. Negative 3 equals negative x. Cameron.
Divide by -1 on both sides.
That's right. Divide off the negative 1, that gives me a positive x. Negative 3 over negative 1 is positive 3, so x equals 3. All right. Example 5. A little more difficult. First of all, I need to ask, what's the coefficient on x? I heard you. Is it positive 1? Yeah. What does that 3 have to do with anything? Isn't that attached to the term?
You could just do x divided by 3, which would mean that it would be x times 3 on both sides.
I was asking what the coefficient on x was.
Oh, well that's 1.
Not technically. Technically, the coefficient's 1/3. You all see it? Yeah. And that's why multiplying by 3 is really what you're doing. You're multiplying by the reciprocal of that fraction. Okay? But in general, on the surface, you're dividing by 3, so you multiply by 3. Because 3x over 3 is the same as 1x, right? And your goal was to get a positive 1 coefficient. You multiply the right by 3. Every term was multiplied. Every term was divided. Every term was divided here. Okay, when we get multiple terms, then you need to remember when you multiply or divide, all of the terms need to be divided by or multiplied by whatever you're introducing by rule number 2. Any questions? All right. You guys seem to be doing all right. Let's try example 6. 2/3 x equals 6. What did Mrs. Chambers or Mr. Hunt teach you? I assume there's other people who had other teachers, right? Who had Tuberty? Okay. I didn't hear anybody say Tuberty or you guys had chalk. Nobody mentioned them. What's the deal? Come on. All right. So what they teach you how? What do they teach you what to do? What do we do here? If you remember, anybody?
You have to multiply by the reciprocal of 2 over 3 to
Yeah.
get rid of that in front of the 1x.
Now you could, we're going to go ahead and do that, but you could multiply the 3 out of this. If you multiply by 3 on both sides, you get 2x, because the 2 would be left over, right? The 3 would reduce to 1. And you have 2x equals 18, and then you divide by the 2. Why not just do it all at the same time? So this becomes 6 over 6, which is 1. And this becomes 18 over 2, or 9. So you can multiply by the reciprocal. Anybody have a problem with that? Yes? Yes, you can. Reduce diagonally. Yeah, you can do that first. 6 and 2 are divisible by 2, leaving 3. 3 times 3 is 9. All right. Anybody still need those? Speak now. I'm going to erase. All right. Example 7. Aren't you glad you have so many examples to help you with your homework? Negative 3.2 plus x equals negative 7.4. So,
Oh, crap.
nice. The whole world's gonna hear that. Yes.
I wanted to answer it.
Yeah. What do I do?
You subtract by negative 3.2.
Okay. Interesting how you stated that. Technically, it's correct.
You add negative. You add 3.2. Yes.
Yes. You said subtract y.
Subtract negative 3.2 because that's what it really is.
Why are you saying subtract?
Because you're supposed to subtract because it's adding to x.
What are the terms up here?
Terms.
This is negative 3.2. This is a plus x. The plus is on the x, not the negative 3.2.
All right, whatever. If you want to be technical.
Well, yeah, considering you do the wrong thing because you'll get the wrong answer. If I would have said this, don't write this down. 2 plus x equals 4, and you said we need to subtract 2. Yes, you're going to subtract 2, right?
Yeah.
But you're subtracting not because of that plus, because this is a positive 2.
Oh.
The goal is to make this 0, right? Okay, so why not add its opposite? What property is that called? Oh, thank you, those of you who missed that on the test. Okay.
Alright, and it equals 10 over 6.
Oh my goodness, stop talking. No, that is not true. They're different signs.
Oh, whoops.
Different signs, what's the difference of the two?
I didn't see the negative.
4.2.
4.2 is positive or negative?
Negative.
Thank you. There are people in here that struggle with that, and you should not be in here. Figure it out. Example 8. I wasn't talking about you.
Oh. I just didn't see the negative. I just didn't see the
Okay.
negative.
Oh, okay.
If I would have seen the negative, I would have done it differently.
Is there anybody in here who believes him? Oh, you got a couple. All right, fair enough.
I didn't see it either.
Those people get zeros today.
I didn't see it.
All right. I want to know the area and how you figure it out. Oh, very good. That's close enough. Area equals base times height. So the area equals 2x times 4. What is 2x times 4?
That's just 8x.
Was that difficult?
Oh, no.
No. See, I'm smart.
Is that the answer?
That's great. No. But it didn't. Oh.
How did you help the test either? Yeah, I do not
All right, your assignment
I got it.
is page 138, 31 to 50, 54, 56, and the mixed review evens.
So good.